Hi, this is another demo of that class dependency viewer. I made some updates to it, so I wanted to put together another little video. So, same project, the black hole stuff. There's the class hierarchy for it. So, same idea, tools, class dependency viewer. So a couple things have been changed. This is now a tree structure. A lot of this usability were suggested, the features were suggested by John Laconis, so thank you, John, for that. When I first put this together, I didn't really think about usability at all, and I guess it showed. So it's a tree structure, so if you have a lot of LV libs, it'll nest them for you, which is nice. If you have nested LV libs, it'll nest them down. There's now a right-click menu, so you can either hold down and shift and select multiples, or you can select one at a time with control. Once you have your selection made, if you right click, you can now choose to enable or disable. So those are now disabled. Disabled is just graying them out at this point instead of all the X's and crossouts. I'm going to enable all. So you'll notice first off that there are a couple options here: enable, disable. For whatever's highlighted, enable all, disable all, just a blanket. Open, close. Since we have the tree structure, we can just do that to open up any libraries and close them. And there's also this feature called first order. What that's going to do is let you pick a class, like calculate mass. And if I choose first order, it's going to filter out anything that's not a first order dependency for this class. And so that way I can view just the dependency relationships between this one class. So now that's all built into this UI, which is nice. Hopefully it makes it easier to use. You may notice that I've also got this here and this here. So there's a progress bar. So it'll show you if it's taken a while to build that it's actually building. It should be pretty quick. It's been pretty quick in my testing, but if takes a while, at least now you have some feedback. And I've also added another way to view the dependencies. We still have the dependency wheel, but I've also added this force directed graph. So let me show you both. I'll build the dependency wheel first. And that's right over here. So there's that, just like we're used to seeing. It's just showing the first order at this point. Now if we want to see force directed graph, build that up. So this is a graph. It's got some cool features built into it. The squares are a library. They're members of a library in LVlib. The circles aren't, they're just classes. The colors are related to how many dependencies there are. It goes from green to red, and there's varying shades. So red's going to have the most dependencies, green's going to have the least. There's only yellow and red, so I guess our filtering got rid of all the green ones. You can zoom in with the scroll wheel if you want to, zoom out with the scroll wheel. You can do things like click, and it'll gray out anything that's not a direct dependency relationship. So notice this is a circle and that's a square. If I press S on my keyboard, it gets rid of all the squares and just shows the circles. And if I press C, it gets rid of the circles and just shows the squares. I think that's it. If I click on one, it'll highlight it. If I hover over it, it'll highlight it. Anyways, it's kind of nice, and it's one of these guys. Get angry with your dependencies, you can throw them around the screen. So there's that way to do it too. I think this way, especially if you don't do filtering, like let me just go ahead and minimize this, and if I enable all, and I go through and I build this again, you'll notice it gets pretty messy pretty quick. And so even with the filtering where you do this, there's some green ones, still makes it hard to read. So I'd probably lean towards the dependency wheel first, figure out what I want to see, then I'll go back into my tool and maybe go with a force directed graph for a pared down subset of my dependencies. But either way, so now there's multiple ways to view these things, and it's got some more usability features, so it's I guess more of a first class tool. Well, I don't know if first class is true, but it's a better tool. If you guys have any other ideas, I'd love to hear them. This is a tool I have been using and I find useful, so definitely want to grow it. And otherwise, thank you very much. Bye-bye.